Welcome to r/agedlikemilk, where the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Rather than endlessly going after their political enemies, maybe Jack Smith and Biden's DOJ would better serve the American people, going after the pedophiles on the Jeffrey Epstein's client list. Oh yeah, that's cool and all, but what about your dad and cult leader-in-chief that is on the list? Oh yeah, we're just not gonna mention that because we're Republicans and we love being hypocrites. My all-time favourite Aged Like Milk screenshot from this subreddit. The guy who's saving the world. Definitely. The left loved Elon when he seemed good, and hate him when he turned out to just do whatever gets him what he wants. And somehow, people criticize this as negative. Letting your opinion change based on new information is a strength, not a weakness. Well, actually, it is a weakness, not having a cult mentality and just continuously praising your supreme leader despite constant new information that he's a scumbag. We should have been praising Elon Musk despite all of this. Abandoning a base of somewhat reasonable people for a group that's been indoctrinated to hate your product doesn't really seem like very good business sense. Well, that's the trick with Elmo. He's not actually smart, he just kind of fails upwards. 1. Grow your business using government handouts. 2. Support a new government that hates your type of product. 3. Help cancel the handout program so no competitor can rise against you. See, I would agree with that if that's what he actually intended to do. Guarantee you, Elmo just had no clue what he was doing. Healthcare is a basic, fundamental human right. I will fight for healthcare like the healthcare that saved my life. Well, yeah, he's fighting to save his top-notch healthcare by letting you lose yours. Anybody wish he had the normal healthcare only? That's just cruel to wish normal healthcare on him. Well, you really expect him to have the healthcare like us peons do? No, he gets special treatment and also allows us to just kind of die because we're the expendables, but he's the ruling class, so it doesn't count for him. What possible interest would the US government have in keeping Epstein's client secret? Oh, because a lot of people are implicated in it, Democrat and Republican, and your boss. I mean, it's really not hard to see that it's a cover-up. And it's not just Democrat or Republican. And 4 years later, the Democrats are trying to bring up the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. It's not a hoax. You can keep coping, you 80-year-old demented pedophile, but it's not going to change facts. Again, because they'll do anything at all to deflect on how badly they've done on the shutdown. Have you considered that maybe you're deflecting from the Epstein hoax? Like this post of you crying about it, or, the countless other times you've also deflected from it by blaming the Democrats. Very worst. Yeah, you can't talk. And so many other subjects. Only a very bad or stupid Republican would fall into that trap. The Democrats cost our country $1.5 trillion with their recent antics of viciously closing our country, while at the same time putting many at risk. I don't know about you, but you had the House, Senate, and the White House while this was all happening. Yeah, it's on you. Because last time I checked, I don't think the responsibility of governance is on the minority party. And they should pay a fair price. There should be no deflections to Epstein or anything else. Well, of course you're gonna say that, because you're his best buddy. And again, this is literally just Trump trying to deflect from the Epstein files himself. And, I mean, I don't really need to say it, because I think as long as you're not a cult member, you probably know as well. And any Republicans involved should be focused on opening up our country and fixing the massive damage caused by the Democrats. I think you mean caused by you, but whatever, Supreme Leader Poopy Diaper. It's so frustrating that some people believe every word that comes out of his mouth. I mean, at least that's kind of proof that education system's in need of a little bit of improving. Those are cultists, and they are too far gone. I mean, literally. It's just so wrapped up in Christianity that people are equating denouncing Trump with denouncing supply-side Jesus. They're scumbags, but man, do they know how to weaponize the stupidity of their followers effectively. That's been the problem for decades. Even Republicans worried about the conflation of church and politics just 50 years ago, because they knew once religion got its claws into it, all hope for any sort of real compromise was dead. Compromise to them now is literally the equivalent only renouncing their religious beliefs. I wish that we had real left-leaning candidates running for higher office, instead of the corporate whores every fucking cycle. I'll vote for the whores, but if they're the better choice between them and the whores that also want to start the Fourth Reich in America, but man, would it be nice to get a real choice sometime. Hey chat, if you guys are enjoying the Schadenfreude and want to watch more of this gay guy reading stuff, you should totally like, subscribe and share, and also press that weird hype button. It apparently does something. I don't know what, but something, cause it helps a lot. Anyways, thanks for watching, and back to the video. Jeffrey Epstein had 1,571 names of contacts in his little black book. Fewer than 40 names, just 2.4%, were circled. Donald Trump's was one of them. Epstein had 14 phone numbers for Trump, 14 ways to reach him. If that's not being on the Epstein list, then what the fuck is? Wait, what happened like 8 or 9 months ago when the Epstein files were apparently on Pam Bondi's desk and he was never in them? And then 6 months ago when the Epstein files didn't exist? And that one time it was being suggested that Trump was apparently a confidential informant on Epstein, possibly the worst cover-up of all time. Remember when we learned that our wealthiest and most powerful people were connected to a guy who ran a literal child sex trafficking ring? And then that guy died mysteriously in jail? And now we just don't talk about it. Yeah, your POV really switched up on that one, didn't it? Proof that a politician will literally say anything for money and power. His about-face change on Epstein. Yeah, that's a really good legacy to leave in the history books. The guy that decided to agree on covering up the worst child trafficking ring just for a bit more money and a VP position. Wow, so honourable. I mean, when people were originally pointing out VP choices, they pointed out that Vance used to be very anti-Trump and literally compared him to Hitler, in the negative way. Then look at everything now. Got a whole lot more hypocrisy going on with him than just Epstein. Mysteriously? I think we're all pretty clear on the fact that your boss had him killed. They don't turn off the security cams in a federal lockdown just for anyone. Matt Gaetz, now accused of paying a homeless miner for... what the fuck? Was Donald Trump's top choice for Attorney General. Right. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. What is it that we say? Every accusation is a confession with these people? Jesus Christ. I wonder how young a homeless child has to be before Megyn Kelly says it's not okay for creepy old Republicans to rape them. Conservatives think of the homeless as disposable, so Megyn wouldn't care. Actually, this is the preferred outcome for her. What do we call the GOP again? The guardians of pedophiles? Yeah. Their ability to somehow sidestep or underplay the most horrific things never ceases to amaze me. This is what they wanted. 1,000 flights cancelled, food lines throughout the country, food prices up, the ICE army raging down the streets. I think you mean Gestapo. Congress shut down, American farmers bankrupt, White House partially demolished, and Trump making billions on crypto. Way to go, MAGA! This is the insanity that you voted for. And half of them still somehow blame the Democrats. I honestly think it's more. Never underestimate the bounds of the fucking cult. Oh, it's more than half. Yeah, as predicted. My ultra MAGA neighbour went out of his way yesterday to come over seeing me outside. After pleasant hellos, he began going on about how the shutdown's snapping insurance, blaming the Democrats. I politely asked him, how could he blame the Democrats when Johnson recessed the House 10 days before the shutdown to protect pedophiles? How can you blame the Democrats when they're trying to fund insurance subsidies so people's premiums don't skyrocket? How can you blame the Democrats for SNAP when Trump could fund it easily, like he did ironically during the last Republican shutdown? He just kinda looks at me and then walked back to his house. They really don't like facts. They definitely hate accountability, and they'll always blame someone else. They're a cult, and as things continue to unravel, things will go sideways in MAGA land. Well, yeah, why would they take facts when they can gobble up all the Twitter gimmick slop and Fox News in order for them to pretend like they're owning the libs somehow, when all they're doing is shooting themselves in the foot? Bruh. I support the Democrats, and I couldn't come up with the responses on the spot. How can we expect the people being spoon-fed Fox News all day to understand, let alone believe you, when you say these things? It's pretty simple. You can't. They're cultists. They gobble up their propaganda, and they won't change their opinions on it. Trump expects billionaire donors Miram Alderson, Paul Singer, and John Paulson to contribute $20 million to defeat America-only Massey. Sheldon Alderson is looking to give big dollars to Rubio because he feels he can mold him into his perfect little puppet. I agree. See, no, you don't understand. When other people do corruption, no, that's bad. It's turning people into their puppets, and it's simply not good and shouldn't happen. But when they do corruption, that's perfectly fine.